Hey guys, today I'll be doing Q&A number 11, but there's something I need to talk about before I start with this Q&A. NetherRealm Studios announced when the next stream will be. It will be on the 26th of February. They will show off brutalities, but they did not confirm or deny a new character reveal. My guess is that there will be a character reveal as well, because Sean Hemrick said that there will be a character reveal this month. But we will have to wait and see, so make sure not to miss the live stream, because I sure won't. And as always, before I start, I have to point out that if your question didn't get answered in this Q&A, then I'm sorry, I will try to answer it in the next Q&A. If you have a question you'd like to see me answer, leave it in the comment section down below. I've talked enough, so let's get this Q&A going. Our first question comes from Pizza Hut. He asked, how much do you think the timeline will change compared to the original? We already have a lot of different stuff between this timeline and the original one. For example, Sub-Zero turned into a cyborg, which I think is the shittiest thing that ever happened in the Mortal Kombat history. Kenshi helped Scorpion turn to the side of good during the NetherRealm War. And half the good guys died in Mortal Kombat 9 and now they are mysteriously back. So we can safely assume that this timeline is very different from the original one. But this really just makes me wonder, is Taven going to show up anywhere? Because we obviously know that Armageddon didn't happen, otherwise all the characters would be dead. But does this mean that Taven won't show up? He's directly linked to Mortal Kombat Armageddon. We know that his brother Dagon is in the comics, and that's reasonable because Dagon is not linked with Armageddon. His story begins a long while before Taven's story does. Either way, I think the story will change a lot from the original timeline, and it's good because it allows them to fix mistakes they did in the past. Next question was asked by Subsonic. He asked, if Kenshi, my favorite character, is in the game, what do you think his role will be, and his variations? Those two questions are very hard to answer. The last time we saw Kenshi, he was going after Dagon, because he wants to know how Dagon found out that he had a son. But after the first issue, we didn't see him again. I'm sure he will show up sooner or later, but I just don't know what his role is going to be. He has a son now, and that changes a lot of stuff, because let's say for example Takeda turns evil. What will Kenshi do then? Will he fight his son, or will he go on the side of evil as well? But as for Kenshi's variations, if he is in, I think one variation will be focused on his telekinetic powers, which means it will focus on his zoning abilities. The second one will most likely focus on his sword, meaning it will be a rushdown variation. And the third one will be in between those two variations, so it will involve his sword and his telekinetic powers. Next question was asked by Domotor Mate. He asked, ever since the announcement of MKX, there hasn't been a single word about Baraka and Noob-Saibot. What do you think of their chances of being in? I think it's really weird that we have not seen Baraka yet. What makes it even more weird is that we haven't seen any Tarkatans in the comics. I thought by now we would have seen a Tarkatan, but it's really weird. I'm worried about Baraka, but I'm not worried about Noob-Saibot. Noob will most likely be in. I remember Ed Boon hinting at him a long while back. Not only that, but he hinted at him the same way he hinted at both Ermac and Reptile. So I think Noob will be in one way or another, but Baraka on the other hand, I'm worried about him. But hopefully he will be in as well. Mortal Kombat X is perfect for Baraka's brutal nature. Next question comes from Ryan Kellen. He asked, if Shinnok appears in the game, whether playable or boss only, what should we expect his role to be in the story mode of Mortal Kombat X? Shinnok's role in Mortal Kombat X will definitely be very interesting. In the original timeline, Liu Kang was the character that stopped Shinnok and the NetherRealm invasion. But in this timeline, Liu Kang is either a fried human or dead. Either way, he is in no shape to stop Shinnok, but we know that the NetherRealm war gets stopped anyway, and Shinnok gets imprisoned again. So will his story be the same from the original timeline, or will it change? I personally think some parts will change while others will stay the same. If you guys remember, in the third stream of Mortal Kombat X, they showed off a map called Crossroads. Now in the background you can see some sort of giant fortress or castle. That fortress is the same one from Mortal Kombat Armageddon when Taven goes to the NetherRealm and helps Shinnok. At least that's what I'm guessing. I know for a fact that the Crossroads stage is set in the NetherRealm because there is no other place like that in the Mortal Kombat universe, unless it's a new realm that we still don't know about. I know that Shinnok will be in the game for sure, I just don't know what his role will be exactly. Either Shinnok will be the big threat, or there will be a different big threat, which would mean that Raiden will ask for Shinnok's help in defeating that bigger threat. But that's just a guess. Our last question was asked by Nick Famous. He asked, why is Mocap so awesome? Also, you can't say he's not, because then you would be a liar and would have no say and pride. I never said he's not awesome. Now move on to our final segment of the Q&A, which is question of the Q&A. Last Q&A question was, who do you think will be the two guest characters of Mortal Kombat X and why? Here's what you guys answered. This Q&A question is, should Sub-Zero and Scorpion team up and why? People who come up with creative or funny answers will show up in my next Q&A. If you like the Q&A series and want to see more, make sure to hit that like button. Also, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more amazing videos. And as always guys, stay awesome.